here we go. All right, now this is the first episode of Wednesday How to Play, and I'm going to show you how to play Flowers in Your Hair by the Lumineers. So to begin, you have to know a little bit of finger picking. Now, you're just going to be using these three fingers, your thumb, your index, and your middle finger. So go ahead, put your thumb on the 6th string, that's the E string, put your middle finger on the G string, and put your ring finger on the B string. You're going to get something that sounds like this. Start slow. Once you get better, you'll be able to go faster. Get comfortable with that. Once you're comfortable doing that, you're going to start moving your thumb to different strings. So you'll start on the E string, then the A string, then the D string, then back to the A string. And just go through that rotation. Alright, and once you're comfortable with that, you can start using your fret hand. So take your ring finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the B string. You're going to leave it there for the entire song. So put it there, lock it there. Just lock it down. And then once you got that, you're going to have your first bass note, which is a G string, or a G on the B. It's a G on the E string. Sounds like that. Got that nice little that high note at the end. I like it. And then your next note is going to be an open A, which hammers on to a C, to a B. Excuse me. And then your next note is a D, hammers on to an E. Then back down to the A, hammer on, G. So that's your first little, I'm going to call it a riff. And I'm going to call it the G riff because the first bass note is a G. So it sounds like this. That's the riff. And you're going to play it 4 times to start. And now the next part is essentially the same thing, but you're going to move it up just 1 string. So your first note's a C on that A string. Then you're going to hammer on like you did before, but this is going to be on the D string to the E. And now this is the tricky part because you have to hammer on the G string and then pluck it again. So use your thumb to pluck it, hammer on to the 2nd fret of that G string, pluck it again with your index finger, and then that last pluck on the B string. So it sounds like this. Sorry. It sounds like that. So the entire little riff sounds like this. So the whole thing together will sound like this. So you're playing the G riff 4 times, then you're playing the C riff twice. You go back down to the G 2 more times. And the last little part to this verse, I'm going to call it the A riff because you're hammering on to the A on the G string. So you're going to play that little hammer on 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Back down to the C riff. Back down to the G riff twice, sorry. And that is the entire verse, and you play it through twice. So it goes G 4 times, C twice, G twice, D, C, G twice. And I'll write that down in the notes. So once you play through that entire verse twice, you can move on to the strumming. So the strumming, first thing you want to know is the pattern. And the pattern goes like this. It goes down, down, up, down, up. So down, down, up, down, up. And your first chord is going to be an E minor of sorts. And then I'm going to call this A. you got your first index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then remember your ring finger just stays there. And if you want, you can put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. And down to G, so your middle finger on the G, and then a B for your index finger. And then you're going to slide your index finger onto the F of the E string. Then back up to the E. Then A. G. And that's the little bridge section. So the entire thing sounds like this. E. A. The last verse is very similar to the first 2 verses with finger picking, but you're not picking anymore. You are just strumming. So the chords here are that G that we just saw, and then pop your fingers up 2 strings, well 1 string I guess, each up 1 string. And you got your C. So that's 3rd fret with your middle finger on the A string, and then 2nd fret on the D string with your index finger. So it's the same thing. You're in 4 bars of the G, 2 of the C, 2 of the G, 1 of the A, 1 of the C, 2 of the G. So it's just like it was before. But once you've done that, you're going back into the bridge. So I'm going to play you through what it sounds like, that last verse. And I'll play a little fast. So here it goes. So it might have sounded a little long at the beginning. That's just because I added in a little ending part to the verse. So that's about it, except for one little thing at the end. You want to end the song with the bridge strumming, but that last G you play is going to be plucked. So it sounds like this. E, A, and G, and F, and E, A, and then you're going to pluck your G, and then strum out with the G, just like that. So just the very end, it sounds like this. Almost like that. I messed up a little bit. So that's about the entire song. If you guys have any questions, send them on off to me. Thank you very much for watching. What are we calling this? Wednesday How to Play? No, I'm going to call it How to Play Wednesday. I like that. All right, see you guys later.